Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an update on all of the plants that I got in that huge chaotic unboxing that I had. That was the two huge boxes. Here's an update on them. Oh man, hang on, let me figure out when I ordered them. Okay, so I ordered them January 11th and they shipped on January 17th. And it is currently March 13th. So it's been almost 2 months and I have some updates. So where to start? We'll go ahead and start with this because I actually just saw this. So these were the little node bag that had 3 little nodes in it. It's huge. Alright, so we have this one here, which shot out a little leaf, but which is strange because there's no roots on this. There's still no roots, but it has a leaf. If I were to guess, this is maybe an Ethereum chunk. I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave it in there. So this one hasn't done anything yet. Looks like the bottom is actually rotting. Yeah, nothing yet on this one. And we have this little tiny one. Get a little tiny baby leaf. And again, no roots yet on this. Well, there's a little baby root on this. I lied. Little baby root right where my fingernail is. If I had to guess, this is something variegated. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell with that little tiny leaf, but it does look like it has a tiny bit of variegation. Go ahead and stick that one back in there. And all these are, it's just in moss, in a drip, or like a, oh, what is this? It's like a water tray. It's a drip tray to catch the water when you water the plants, and it drains out. And it's just covered with a little bit of saran wrap and just some moss. So there is that. Let's see. This one is in the AGNema. This one was in horrible shape when I got it. These are still the 2 original leaves, still the 1 leaf trying to push out right here. There is 4 or 5 yellow leaves that I cut off, and then I actually ended up cutting this in half. Yeah, no roots yet. I might actually put this in some perlite and try and get it to root. I think this one had a little bit of root. Nope. This one doesn't have any roots either. And the bottom has rotted. No growth on the bottom part that was in here. So all I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna maybe chop this down a little bit more because there looks like little aerial roots up at the top here that could push out. So I think I'm gonna chop it some more and maybe probably gonna put it in a cup of some perlite and try and get it to root. Let's see here. Another sad one. This was my philodendron Snowdrift that rotted in shipment, and it was pushing out a new leaf or a new growth, and it rotted also. I can't even find the chunk in here. Oh, there it is. The chunk is still hard to the touch, so it might still be viable. But yeah, it's a little disappointing. There was a new growth point, and like I said, it just rotted. And I just found that right before I was making this video. Which, by the way, all of these have been living in my IKEA Millsbo cabinet. Just had to put that out there. But one that I'm really excited about, my Addinsomint. If you remember, it was just a chunk, which you can see, a little chunk right here. It was actually probably about that big. I chopped up a couple of them, so it turned into 3 parts. And this has given me new leaves, and they are just gorgeous. This is the newest leaf that just came out. Looking probably gonna get this on a pole very soon. Maybe when it spits out just one more leaf. I think I'm gonna get it on a pole because we already have an aerial root trying to pop out. So, super excited about this. Very excited. My Mandulu Patha, bunch of new growth up here. These 3 were the original leaves, and then there was just this one leaf down here on the second part, and gave me that new leaf, and these 2 huge new leaves up here. Looks like it's about to pop out another one. But yeah, excited about this. I think what I am gonna do, there are aerial roots growing. I'm going to chop this and propagate just this big, just where the leaves are, and I'm gonna create a bunch of wet sticks and put those in a prop box. And try and get those to grow and have a full plant. That is the goal. I'm losing track here. Okay. Since this one's on this side, let's go with this one. This is the Anthurium clarinervium. The one with the inflow here. That was already pollinated. I have no idea what this was pollinated with. It could just be self-pollination. We will figure it out when these berries here are ready to come out or to be harvested. As far as this, I did actually bend the inflow a little bit the other day, and so I just stuck a clear acrylic rod or support stake in, have it clipped with a, show you a little further, with like an orchid clip, and then have some plant tape or plant Velcro where the bend is, and I taped around the Velcro so the inflow is not actually on the tape, just to try and get it as tight as I could to keep it straight. So this is the only original leaf that is left. I believe it had 3 leaves in total when I unboxed it with the inflow. And straight out of the box, there was one of these leaves was already yellowed, and so I cut that one off. Well, a week or so later, the second leaf that was on here started yellowing, so I just cut it off. It was drooping really bad and I cut it off. So this is the original leaf. This one here popped out when I had spider mites in the cabinet. Yeah, a few days after I had all these plants and got them in the cabinet, I found spider mites, and they just infested that cabinet and moved out into my whole collection actually. So I've been fighting spider mites, and you would have already seen that video. But I did 2 treatments on them, and they're all looking good now. Haven't seen any more. So yeah, that's why this leaf is messed up. See, there's part missing right here, and a couple holes, and just a couple tears. That is the second leaf, and it is currently growing its 3rd leaf, or its 3rd leaf, now the 2nd leaf that it's given me in my care. So that's just the update on this pregnant clear nervium. Go ahead and move it to the side here. This, I believe, is the Alocasia Dragon's Breath. This one came and it was completely rotted just down to a stump with a few roots, and now it is giving me its first leaf here. So very excited about that one and adding that to the collection. This one was that mystery Anthurium. Figured out it's actually an Anthurium domino. No idea. Like I said, so this leaf was very brown around the edges. It only had 1 leaf, and it was yellowing, and then it got spider mites very bad. So I just cut off that leaf to where I just had the chunk, and I treated the chunk and everything. And now it is giving me my first little leaf here. Starting to unfurl and grow. Looks like a second growth point right there, just below that leaf. So yeah, doing good. And we'll go ahead and do this one too. This is an Anthurium veitchii. Same thing, it wasn't growing for the longest time, which due to the spider mites. I did cut off a couple leaves, and so we were just left with these 2 leaves, or I think I cut off 1 leaf. So just left with these 2 leaves, and now it's giving me a very pretty little baby leaf here. So, very excited about that. I love baby leaves. They're so cute. This one you have actually seen in a video already. This is the Alocasia, just regular fried egg, or the, I can't say it. I can't say it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on the screen up here because I know I cannot pronounce what it actually is. So for this purpose, I'm just going to refer to it as a fried egg. But we have the main plant right here. I believe it came with 3 leaves. Had to cut one of the leaves off. And this is the newest leaf that it just unfurled. It's still hardening off. And then we have 1, 2, 3, holy crap, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 little babies that was in this plant. You can see right here we have another leaf starting to unfurl on this baby plant right here. We have another one popping up on this one. And same thing over here. We have just a little baby starting to sprout. And then, oh, yep. So all of these little babies are giving a new leaf. You can't really see this one because it's down in the rocks. Maybe you can see a little bit right there. Starting to give some more. So far it's doing really good in pond. As you can see, everyone's giving me new leaves. Every little baby plant in here is giving me new leaves. And these leaves were already yellowing before I put them in pond. Honestly, I think they were yellowing before when I opened them, or when I opened the box and got this out of the box. But I left them on, so they haven't yellowed any more than what they originally were. So there is my Alocasia fried egg. And this one you saw in just the last video I just did. No, you are not liking the moss pole, are you? Then take that leaf off. So this is the Syngonium albo. And it's just this one right here. This is my other albo that I had already had. It was actually in pond, and then I put them all together onto a moss pole together. And so just this one. It originally came with 2 leaves. Is this the newest leaf? Yeah. So this is the newest leaf that was in my care. So far, I think it's liking the moss pole, but it's only been on the moss pole for maybe a week now, a little less than a week. So, doing good. This was the leaf that was unfurling in that video. So, there is that one. And last but not least, here is the Florida Beauty. Let me put it down here. So, I actually got 2 of these. I put them together on a moss pole, and it was supposed to be 2 Florida Beauties, but I think this one right here, oh, I just snapped the leaf. Really? Okay, well, that one happened. I think this one is actually a Florida Ghost and not a Florida Beauty. It is giving me another leaf right here that is all like a lime green, just like the first one. And it's not like this, where it has some variegation on it, like the other one does. So this one actually does have, the true Florida Beauty does actually have a growth point right there and one right there. So it is finally starting to grow. It was taking forever. Nope. Not quite rooted onto the moss pole yet. I did think for a second that this this growth point was actually a root rooting into the moss pole, and then I actually took it out and examined it, and it was a growth point. That is actually how I bent the inflow on this clarinervium. I was messing around in the cabinet instead of taking this plant out. And messing with it. So, in my defense, I had just gotten home and I was checking on my plants. I just gotten home from work. So, I think that was all the plants that I unboxed. But honestly, I can't remember. I'll have to rewatch that video and make sure it was all the plants. But I'm pretty sure it was all the plants. If it wasn't, there will be an add-on to this. But anyways, if you haven't watched that chaotic unboxing, you should definitely watch that. That was a little crazy. And it was a lot. And it was me doing it on no sleep because I stayed up all night on my day off to make sure I got to the post office the second it opened to pick up my packet, my plants. And I think I filmed it right as I got home. And so it was a lot. So if you haven't watched that video, I will link it down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel. It really helps me grow, or helps me out, and it helps us grow our own little community inside the plant community. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.